Today, I'd like to teach you how to find the percent composition of cesium, chlorine, and oxygen in cesium chlorate. So in order to do that, we first got to find the total mass. Let's take a look at how to do that. Bam. So the first thing I'm going to do is write down the elements in the compound. All right. So we have cesium Cs, we have chlorine Cl, and we have oxygen O. Next then is to take into account the number of atoms. That's where the subscripts come into play. If there's not a subscript down there, that means that there is a 1. So there's 1 atom of cesium, there's also 1 atom of chlorine, and then there are 3 oxygens. So then all we're simply going to do is take those number of atoms and multiply it by the mass of each particular element. We do this by looking them up on a periodic table. So here's the periodic table, 132.91 units of mass for cesium, oxygen is 16, chlorine is 35.45. So all we're going to do is just simply write them down. Right, so this was 132.91. Chlorine was 35.45, and oxygen was about 16. Then to find the total mass of the element in the compound, we're simply going to multiply this row 1 across. So 132 times 1 is simply 132.91, right? Well, I said 132, but 132.91 times 1, you know what I mean. Okay. So this one's going to be a 1 again. So this is 35.45, and then 3 times the 16 is going to be 48, right? 48.00. Add them all together now, add the column up, and that's now going to allow us to find the total. So the total is 216.36, and that's it. That's the mass, right? So that's the total mass of the compound. That's the first step. So now what I got to do is I got to add a column to this table to find now the mass percents of each. Watch how simple this is. Bam. So to find the mass percent of, let's say, cesium, we'll do that first, right? We're going to take the total mass of cesium here, 132.91 units, and we're going to divide it then by the total mass of the entire compound, right? That is a simple percent calculation. So it's going to be 132 units of mass here for cesium, divided then by the total mass of the entire compound, or 216.36 units of mass. Who cares if it's an AMU or gram per mole? It doesn't really matter. It's the magnitude that's important here. So when we do this simple percent calculation, the total is going to work out to be 61.43%. All right, so that's the percent for cesium in that cesium chlorate. Then we take the total mass of the chlorine. All right, not the molar mass or the molecular, the total mass, the total. All right, 35.45, and then divide that by now the 216.36. Multiply that by 100, and you get now a percentage. Man, my handwriting is really getting bad at this point. Right, my hand's about to fall off from writing so much. So this is going to be 100 and 100. What? 16. What am I talking? 100. Yeah, it's over 100%. Yep. And that's how we're going to stop the video. So, all right, 16. Let's get back to business. 16.38, right? 16.38%. All right, that's going to be the mass percent of chlorine. Oxygen then is simple. The total here, 48. Forget about the sig figs because quite honestly, who cares? Except when the teacher takes off, 28 points for that. So then this is going to be 22.19 or so, right? Percent. And that's all there is to it. When you add up these percents, hopefully it adds up to 100. You can do that as a simple check, but quite honestly, I didn't check it. What are you going to do? So, but it should be good. Guys, thanks for tuning in. All right. If it doesn't add up to 100, by the way, here, it's just because I might have rounded the way I rounded. But if you add up the exact percents, it should work out to 100 because I can already tell a 3 and an 8 and a 9. What's that going to be? Oh, that is going to be 0. Okay, so it'll actually work out perfectly. All right, never mind. Forget about what I said. Don't even worry about it. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.